What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, party people? It's your boy, Coach D Brown, former first-round pick, former big leaguer with the Kansas City Royals. We are back. We are back. I hope everybody had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. I wasn't on yesterday. I hope everybody was enjoying their barbecues and their family times and, just doing it up. It's always a fun time. I remember many of times back in the day, during the playing days, it's two holidays I used to love and hate. All right. July 4th and Memorial Day was one of those because, Memorial Day was always fun. It was the crowds were always huge in the ballparks. Barbecues everywhere, and it was great to play in front of those atmospheres, but it was always a bittersweet thing because your family was getting together in other parts of the country, and you had to work essentially. So I just remember those great days, Memorial Days, and I hope everybody had a great Memorial Day, enjoying some barbecue, family time. Shout out to the vets, including my dad, Vietnam vet, my boy Rudy Brown out there, all right, in Florida. So I wanted to talk about this. All right, today's topic. I'm glad to see everybody coming on. Say what's up to Alicia, Mark in Indiana. Jay, what's going on? New York in the house. Jerry, what's up? T. Sut. Dustin, what's up? Tara. Eric, what's up to the DBLE family? All right. So today's message, I wanted to talk about bat size matters, right? I had this discussion. I was talking to a couple of ball players this weekend. One was a kid that was playing up with me. And what's up, Manny? What's going on, Mark? What's up, baby? And I just had a discussion again today with one of my coaches, and we would just get on this subject about bat size, okay? And the importance of it and how can it affect your swing, obviously, right? It's kind of sometimes common sense, but sometimes I think, especially parents, they don't understand that it's not just – bat size. I just want you, to kind of lead you into what's going on right now, especially if you have a 13-year-old, a 7th, 8th grader, trying out for high school teams. I know a couple of times, right now, some of the big high schools in the Mid-South area, Memphis, Tennessee, the people exact are having tryouts actually today. I talked to one of the main coaches, one of the top programs in the Memphis area, and to be honest, in the country. They finished they were ranked high in the country this year. And I talked to their coach earlier today, and we were talking about bats and sizes, and we weren't talking about bat sizes. We were talking about tryouts, but it reminded me of when I first got into this coaching, youth baseball around this area. I wasn't familiar. I didn't understand the word drop, whatever, drop 3, drop 5, drop 10, all right, drop 12. I didn't know that term, crazy, right? So while I was doing, training kids, I was training these 8th graders that were getting ready to try out for their high school team. And one of the dads that reached out to me and said, hey, coach, for tryouts, do you think we need to use a drop 3 for tryouts, right? And now here I am, right? I'm supposed to be the coach and the hitting coach, right? But I just got into this hitting, with kids and teaching kids and hitting. And I was like, drop what? What is that? I literally was saying, drop what? What is drop what? He was like, drop 3. I said, what? I don't even know what drop is, right? So I was like, well, drop. He's explaining it to me, right? What a drop something is. And I said, oh, so you're saying a 30-27, you know what I'm saying? Or, right? We don't, when you're in a pro game, we don't say drop 3 or drop 2 or drop, it's just, I want a 34-31 or a 35-33. That's how we explain it. We don't say drop nothing, right? So when he was saying drop whatever, it was sounding Chinese to me, right? So So when I went and went to ask, the high school coaches, he was like, yeah, we want to use a drop 3. in tryouts. And so I went back to those kids I had been training, and some of them were like 13, still using drop 10s and drop 8s. And they about to go the next day and jump from a drop 8. They weren't using the drop 5s or nothing. They were using, somebody was using drop 8s. And the next day they had tryouts, and they had to essentially go from a drop 8 to a drop 3 overnight. Okay, a 5-ounce difference overnight. Needless to say, they went out to the tryouts and they couldn't hit the ball. They couldn't hit the ball out of the cages, and I felt so bad because I wasn't preparing them, So here I am, supposed to be the hitting coach, and I just expected them to know. I didn't know the rules at the time. So saying that. Now, obviously, I know about it years later, but my reasoning for saying this because sometimes parents, we try to, for the young parents, right? We try to, buy the bat as far as like we do with shoes, right? We try to give them like an extra big, extra inch or two, bigger or heavier with the intentions of them growing into it, right? And you know how, when we were kids, right? Us parents, the parents always want to buy a little bigger. So, because my foot going to grow into it, right? And so the kids end up swinging, bigger or heavier bats than they need to, which essentially slows up their bat. And they wonder, oh, where's his bat speed? Where's his power? And I see it a lot. I train, I work with hitters all the time. And sometimes, especially with wood or something like, they don't understand. Like, yeah, you can grow into it, but you if they're not done right, it's just they're develop, bad habits with heavier bats because they start swinging it with their arms and trying to get it through the zone, and it's too long or it's too heavy for them, and they end up with bad mechanical swings just because the bat is. And I want you guys to understand this. We had a kid out there on the team this weekend. He was a youngster. He went overnight. He dropped 5. He had to swing a drop 5, and he's used to swing. He was a young kid, but he went from drop 10 to drop 5 overnight over the weekend. And some of my kids who was on the team was talking about him like, man, he got a long swing. And I was like, what do you mean got a long swing? He's like, look how long it's taking him to get through the zone. And I was like, it's not, he don't have a long swing. And they were essentially saying how he was getting jammed with the baseball and that his swing was long. And I had to laugh because I was like, what do you even know what a long swing is, right? And I said, well, his swing is not long. I said, his bat is too heavy for him. So essentially what he's used to timing-wise is using a drop 10 to drop 5 now. He can't get the head around quick enough. So, to the naked eye, to a kid who's, is looking at it, is like, why he keeps getting jammed and, his swing is long. But essentially, no, the swing is correct. It's just the heavier bat. Okay, now if he continues to use that bat, he'll either grow into it or develop bad habits trying to swing it, right? So my intentions is this. So, when we're talking about this, make sure that, it's age appropriate, size appropriate too, okay? And what happens, just because I'm talking about heavier bats, but then you got guys that, like I was telling you about these kids that, and I understand bats are very expensive. And I'm going to talk about, a way to get a free bat here. I'm going to bring out the bat here in a minute, right? But essentially, certain get to the point where they outgrow their bat. And it's usually around that 7th, 8th, 9th grade, years where they really start outgrowing their bats. And sometimes I'll be laughing. I see these guys in tryouts, or I see these guys training, and that bat look like little toothpicks in their hand. And I'm like, what size is that bat? And they whipping around, they hitting the ball all over the place, and it's, it looks good, and they like, it looks good to the naked eye. But then I asked them, I said, how big is that bat? And they drop 8, drop, I don't mind drop 5 in, middle school going into high school, but I'm like, drop 8, like, nah, man, you fooling yourself. And yeah, it looks good right now. You look good in a tryout atmosphere or a working out atmosphere. It looks great, but essentially in the next month or two, you're going to be using a drop 3. So why are you fooling yourself thinking that you're going to swing this light and you whipping around in batting practice with any type of hard velocity or in a game situation when you got to go to drop 3, you're going to be late as I don't know what, And so, and these bats be small in their hands. I'm just saying, make sure it is you're age appropriate, weight appropriate, and don't be trying. I know parents, trust me, I know these bats are super expensive. All right. I know they're super, super expensive. But I'm saying do not get caught out there where you trying to wait to the last minute to get him a new bat and he over there swinging a little toothpick over there. And, it just, you can actually develop bad habits by swinging a light bat, and you can develop bad habits by swinging too light of a bat. Okay, you can get to the point where you wait to the last minute and you can whip that bat around, and mechanically you may get the head to it, but you mechanically can be off. All right, that's what I said. The size of the bat matters. It could be too heavy and cause you to drag and dip and drop your shoulder and all arms coming all around the bat, or you can get the light bat and you can essentially use it and be bat speed is high, and you can wait to the last minute and feel good, but you're essentially hurting your swing when you have too light of a bat. All right, I know this sounds crazy, but you could have a too light of a bat and it can hurt your swing. Okay, I'm saying, so make sure it's size appropriate. Okay, make sure it's size appropriate. So before I go further, let me say what's up to everybody that's listening in that came on. All right. What's up, Eric? What's up, Manny? What's up, Bill out in Jersey? Gary, what's up? Javi, Arkansas in the house. What's up? Taurus, what's up, family? Chris, what's going on? David, what's up? Mark, what's going on? Kim, what's up? Mark in Texas, what's up? Arthur, what's up? Stephanie, what's up? Shout out to the DB Elite family. Jimmy, what's good? Waco, Texas in the house. Miss Sheree, Cali in the house. What's up? Lance, what's up? David says, my 11-year-old has been using drop 8 and training with a drop 5 for almost a year now, occasionally swinging a drop 3 on tee with some soft toss and surprisingly swinging it well. But it tires him pretty quickly, no doubt. So steady building strength and working on their way up every year. That's what my oldest had, and had him swinging at least drop 3 2 years before Little League, where he's prepared for high school, and his team will struggle the first year. Awesome. I sure hope a lot of the parents are watching now. I hope they are too, Arthur. Javi says, Little Rock is in the house. Need to find a way to sell bats. It's a shame that they sell recycled soda beer cans for $300 to $500. It's crazy. You're right. Some of these bats, I ain't gonna say no company's names. I'm gonna bring out my bow here. Shout out to my boy out in Rawlings. But yeah, some of these bats, bad dents and scrapes and whatever, man. Funny anecdote on bat size, no lie. I had a parent send their 7-year-old to the plate in the game recently with a 33. No way, T-Sut. Are you serious? Wow. That's what I say. Some people just don't get it. All right. Charlene, what's up? Bubba, Alabama in the house. Mike, what's up? Brian Childers, what's up, family? Amanda, what's up? How are you? Bruce, what's up, family? Bubba, what's up? All right. Darius, what's up? Mike, what's going on? So anyway, I'm going to tell you about this bat giveaway. I'm going to give away right here. I'm actually taking it fresh out of the case. All right. So anyway, this is Albies from Braves. All right. Rollins, shout out to Rollins. All right. So this is a good, nice size 33. All right. 31 inch, 31 ounce bat right here. Okay. Feeling pretty good. It is. I want you guys to tell you, especially from a wood standpoint, all right, with this wood, all right, the more distance the ounces are when it comes to wood, the more or less strong the wood is, all right? So if this was a drop 5, okay, the likelihood of this breaking is very high, okay? So when it comes to wood now, all right, not metal, but when it comes to wood, so the closer in size and weight, the harder the wood. Okay, so if this is a 31, the hardest wood I can get out of this would be a 31. Okay, a 31 inch, 31 ounce bat. All right, with this bat right here, that's the hardest it can get as far as wood wise. All right, so the more I spread out the 30s and the drop 5, the drop 3s, and all that when it comes to wood, which, you know, as I know now, they make these bats drop 3s and drop 5s now too. You know, the more dense it is, the more opportunity it is to break. Okay, so I'm saying when you are swinging, all right, these bats, when it comes to, I always say, like, if you know you're a drop 10 and you're a 10-year-old and you know that you are leaning to wanting to get a heavier bat for the next year you play with. I like when my boy, who just said it? Yeah, David Trevino said, I always like to use heavier bats, especially in a practice standpoint, and also, when you use them. So right now, right, you got tryouts for 8th graders, okay? So 7th graders right now, okay, that are going into 8th grade. So they're essentially, they just finished their 7th grade year, all right? They should be, this summer, start tinkering with drop 3s. 7th graders going into 8th grade, all right, they should start tinkering with drop 3s, all right? They should start tinkering with, these drop 3 bats, okay? I'm saying wood. I always love wood. Always love practicing with wood. If I highly recommend it, okay? But even with the metal, a drop 3. 7th graders going into 8th grade, because essentially once you go to high school, you got to use a drop 3. All right, it's no difference neither if I'm a 10-year-old who's always been using drop 10 and, or a middle school 6th grader. I want to start transitioning to, that drop 8. And then eventually going into 7th grade, I'm going to start taking with that drop 5, okay? Going into that 7th grade. So you want to use drop 5s, in the spring of the 7th grade. You want to really have that drop 5, like you rocking and rolling with that drop 5 by then, okay? You want good, nice, size and bat speed, because you don't want to go from using drop 8s and all that like them kids did, okay? And then go into a high school practice trying to use drop 3. I don't think people, especially parents, especially kids, they don't have an idea. Like, they think you could just, a drop 5 to a major league, 5 ounces is like swinging a tree branch. Like you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. If I break this bat right here, if I use a 30, 33, 31 or 33 drop, this is it. Maybe I think it's a drop 3. But if I was to use my size was 34, 32 ounce, right? If somebody said, all right, I break a bat and they throw out a 34 inch, 37 ounce bat, I couldn't swing it. I would, essentially be like, yo, all right, time out. I got to get another bat, because I can't, there's no way, and these are major league professional ball players. I'm talking about all of them, okay? All of them cannot sit there and use 32, 31 ounce bats and then the next day go use a 5 ounce heavier bat. It's in the game. It won't happen. Some guys do it for batting practice purposes and using heavy bats, but in a game, like, there's no way. It's no different from a kid. There's no reason why you should be a drop 8 one day, the next day jump it. No, you got to gradually get into that. Practicing, tee work, getting to the cages, getting the feel of it. Then as he's getting bigger and stronger, he starts handling it. It's funny, like, I start working with kids and I start putting that drop 3 in their hands. It tires you out. Heavier bats for especially kids, they can't get through a session. They can't without, breathing hard and getting weak and their bat speed and all of that. I make them go back to their original bat, because then that's when we start developing bad habits. Okay. So just understand that. I see you, Tom. Yeah, you got to make sure that, that bat size is, correct. Okay. And just for swing purposes, just for mechanical, right swings. All right. That's all I'm saying. So let me get to these comments and we'll get going. Oh, I love it. I got a large crowd today. I love it. People miss me. I feel loved. I feel the love. Oh. So Darius says we have to go from a drop 3 in middle to a drop 10 in 11U travel ball. What? That's crazy. See, that's what I'm saying. You can't go from a drop 3 to a drop. That sounds crazy to me. Or you may say the drop 10 to a drop 3, I'm guessing, right? I would not want my son using drop 3 in travel ball. Nah, I don't think, I'm guessing I'm reading it backwards. But, drop 3 is tough, especially 11, 12-year-old. That's crazy. Yes, crazy. Matt, what's up, baby? Andy, yes, I agreed. I have to deal with this fast pitch also. Last year, I had a 12-year-old girl swinging swinging a 34-24. I told the parents the kid put it away and get something smaller. No doubt. That's 34 inches. Wow, that's a big bat for a 12-year-old girl. That's a big bat. I see so many parents, again, you can't buy big. It's like, I'm sorry, as much as they expensive they are, I hate it for you guys, but I can't I can't, have you buying an inch or two bat bigger and hoping he grows. Now he can't use it. If he is, don't use it that year. All right. Yeah, Torres, I got your name right this time. Yeah, I said. Paulina says, my son uses drop 3 since beginning of 7th grade and is entering 8th grade. Now use the drop 3. My son uses drop 3 since beginning of the 7th grade and is entering 8th grade now. He's used to drop 3. Good. I mean, he handled it from the gate. More power to him. Okay. Richie Bats out of Florida. Great custom options. A very good turnaround. Even have drop 9 options for younger kids. They want to try wood. All right. Richie Bats. Okay. My son uses drop 3 since beginning of 7th grade. Now he will be okay. I read that. Have you ever used the bat parachute that Barry endorses, or do we only need your hitting program? Oh man. Listen, I will never hate on people with that's, especially a guy like Barry Larkin, right? I always looked up to Barry. He's a good dude, and I saw the parachute swinging. I haven't used it. I haven't had nobody really, around me use it yet. So I don't know how good or bad it is. Okay. Some of these guys, I know Jeter and all these, they just get asked to, essentially endorse something. Okay. I don't think they kind of create it on their own. They just get asked to endorse it. And does it work sometimes? I don't know. It just depends. I've been asked by different people on this, to come on, and I asked one guy. He's actually not too far from here. He has a little device that he puts on the end, and it helps with essentially, if you really wrap the bat and get the cast the bat, it kind of jabs you right here. It's like a little thing that sticks on here. And I told him I wanted him to come on here and promote it because I've used it a couple times with my hitters, and I kind of like the product. Okay. Some of these gadgets okay. I know the other one they had, I can't think of it right now, but they have the little thing over there, put it in, and if you cast around or something, it tugs at you, and if you swing it right, the Velcro type thing with the green, yeah, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I had a kid bring it to me and last year, and I see the purpose of these drills. Okay, let me put it like that. I see the purpose of these drills. Okay, so I would never do two things. I would never say, I may say they may be gadgets, but if I feel like, parents purchase it with the intentions of, it's all what your intent is, right? Obviously, you purchase these things to get your kids swing better, all right? So I'd rather you get these things than not do nothing, okay? And if it comes to it, though, I'd rather you go ahead and buy my hitting program and call it a day and work the mess out of my hitting program, okay? That's all the gadgety and all that mechanics and all that you need, okay? But if you're gonna, go out there and buy the gadgets and stuff, I don't know, one day I should purchase all the gadgets that I've seen over there and just kind of go and do my own little review on these, okay? All right. When we do all these 13U tournaments, all the big 13-year-old with drop 10, shaking my head, yeah, that's cheating to me. Drop 10 for a 13-year-old. And it's just essentially, why are you hurting, you're hurting the kid, okay? Kim, what's up? Tara says, why do you like wood bats? So the reason I like wood bats, the difference between, I should have a metal bat up here, but the difference between a wood bat and a sweet spot, okay? So the sweet spot, and it's funny, I have a quarter right here, okay? And this Kansas City Royals old time scout, I hope he's still living, man, but he used to always sit there and put a quarter right on the sweet spot and then tape it right around. I said, like, essentially that was my goal, to hit this sweet spot with this quarter, with the size of a quarter is the actual hardest part of the bat, all right? So as you see it right here, all right, you see the label right here, but here's the sweet spot right in here, okay? So that's pretty much how big the sweet spot is when it comes to wood bat, okay? But for a metal bat, all right, that sweet spot may roll out to be like this big. I know, it's hard to see, but that sweet spot really grows to be, especially these long bats. You got the DeMarinis and they're hardcore, right? So you can hit these bats with this ball, in 2 or 3 different ball lengths wise on the metal bat and still hit the ball extremely hard, okay? Which, nothing wrong with that, right? But the ultimate goal when it comes to swinging, okay, is you want them to, mechanically, to get to this sweet spot consistently. You can do a lot of mechanically wrong things with a metal bat and get away with it to get to that sweet spot, okay? Where a wood bat, you got to be on point, because if you start hitting balls down in this area here, depending on velocity, especially off the end over here, you can forget about this pretty bat, all right? This is why they got this, though. They started this maybe, I want to say, the early 2000s, okay? When they started, maple bat wasn't very much used. This is a maple bat right here, okay? The late 90s, definitely in the early 2000s, Barry made maple bats popular, okay? But everybody pretty much used ash bats, all right, which is different than wood. And, the difference between the ash bat and the maple bat used to explode. That's why they used to have this. They started using this. It used to call it Major League Certified or something, where they, essentially put this in here. So it made the bat company be held responsible for, essentially, because people, bats are breaking and, flying into the stands and, and slicing up players, slicing up fans, and these maple bats were started to cause damage, okay? So my point being, that's a whole different subject, but the sweet spot is so small on a wood bat that you have to do a lot of things more mechanically right. When you do a metal bat, you got all this area on here that you can get away with swinging mechanics and still hit the ball hard, okay? So that's why you get into the, you just got to watch when it comes to metal bat, and that's why I love using wood. I love using wood. I mean, you ain't going to get the ball flying off, but if you learn how to hit correctly with a wood bat, all right, the metal bat becomes a cinch. Like, it's whatever. I love my one-on-ones. Pretty much everybody I already know, 9 times out of 10, I say out of the 10, whatever, they all use wood. They all use wood in practice, all right? So let me say here, good question, though, Tara. I use 33, 39 to warm up for BP, about 20 swings. After that, my 31 game day, I use 33, 39 to warm up on deck. And then, yeah, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I like the warming up. I will put a heavy weight on it, and it'll be about 6-7 ounces, at least heavier than usual, warming up wise. That's fine. I'm talking about swinging it in the game, though. All right? You ain't swinging that in no game. Your wrist be broke. All right? I have my 11-year-old select coach has a 13 son using drop 10, while my 11-year-old uses drop 8, taking with it. Head coach's son saw my son hitting and was amazed. He was using a heavier bat than most of his teammates, himself included. He takes the strength training, hitting work, and they could do the same. Just a shame that most parents aren't pushing their kids to do more. Yeah, I just think that, again, it's a comfort zone with a lighter bat. No doubt about it. It's a comfort zone, but it's a way. I just don't. My thing is, I don't want to be drastic, like from one day to the other. You gotta grow into these. You gotta grow, learn how to use a wood bat. Wood bats are usually heavier in the metal. Like a drop 3. All right, wood bat will be heavier feeling than a drop 3 with a metal. It's the same weight, but it's just a different, different weight transfer. This depending on the bat too. But wood always feels a little heavier. How long does it take to break in these new USA bats from Ripken? It's funny that people say breaking in bats with metal bats. I heard rolling bats. You guys hear about this rolling term? I just found that out a couple years ago too. Rolling bats. All right. Is there something to it? I don't know. It's a good, it's good information when it comes from, to know rolling bats, but does it work? I don't know. So my thing is, though, I'm old school. You know what I'm saying? To me, I try to get me a hard bat that I know is hard. Metal bat wise, I like even bats. I also, even though I'm sponsored, we rock with Rawlings, but some of these like DeMarini bats and all of them, what I'm saying, these balls be jumping off these bats. Just different companies have different bats, and I'm learning it too. But to me, I don't need it rolled and all of that type of stuff. I understand there's hot bats and everything like that. They had hot bats back in my day. They call it different things, but if you can hit, you can hit. That's how I look at it. Like, okay, my thing is I would try to save my bats. I save the metal bats, and I would have like some. That's why a great way to do it is just buy a bomb bat or a nice wood bat or some metal that you don't mind beating up. You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, psychologically, I didn't want to waste the hits in my bat. So, I'll be in batting practice. I would use, bats that I didn't care, about. I'm talking about when I was in high school. Okay. When just like even in the pros, you know what I'm saying? In the pros, you get a dozen beautiful bats like this, right? And I know pretty much every major leaguer I know. Okay. They go through each wood bat. They take them out the box. All right, you guys understand like how you find out how hard a wood bat is, right? You take your 2 fingers right here. I'm going through wood. I know most of you guys use metal, but just food for thought when you get older, okay? Or you got some good wood out there. So you grab it, especially with ash, you could do this too, but you put 2 thumbs over here right on the label, right? Thumb on the label, thumb on the other side, and you hit it, right? The more bing it sounds, the harder the wood. The more boom, 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 the less of the wood, okay? And you just go through it. You go boom, boom, boom. All right, you feel out. All right. Up. That's a batting practice bat. Okay. And you go to the next one. Okay. This is a gamer. All right. In about a dozen, out of each dozen bats that you buy, you might got 3-4 gamers in it. The rest are batting practice bats. Okay. That's essentially how we go through bats at that level. You know what I'm saying? So again, just grab it over here. You guys can go as soon as. Obviously, I'm going to tell you about this giveaway over here, but I'm going to talk about how to, you could be in Dick's or wherever you buy some wood bats, and it may look pretty and all of that type of stuff. And I guarantee you, most of those bats are not going to be hardcore bats. Okay, but you grab it here and you just listen. All right, and if it's a bing, bing, bing sound, you got a good one. All right, but just this little tip. Okay, Golda, what's up? Talk to hubby today. Danny, what's up? Chad says, swing wood if you can. I totally agree. Ashley, what's up? DB Lee family in the house. Jimmy says, been using your hitting drills for a month, 3 days a week. I practice. Plus, they have homework daily. This weekend, we finally got to play, and we had 3 home runs hit. On base percentage was the best we've all had. Hashtag it works. Jimmy, I appreciate it. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. So here's my boy from Waco, Texas. I purchased my hitting videos and says right now he makes his players at least go through it 3 days a week. Okay. And he said his boys out here hit home runs. I ain't pay him. All right. To say it is what it is. All right. Just listen, they just tried and proven tips. All right. And mechanics that work. Okay. I mean, listen, it's a lot of this is what I've learned. Okay. Over the years from trial and error. Okay. From who I've talked to. What's worked for me, what somebody had great hitting coaches have said, or the likelihood of the George Bretts and Kevin Longs who have come on my show, and and I just talked about it on video. Okay, mechanically, I'm a boy Barron over here. It's Georgia Tech tearing it up. All right, at ACC, second team All ACC as a sophomore this year, finishing up. These are just tried and true tips and mechanical drills. Okay, so. BigLeagueShortcut.com. I should have the link over there, and I put it in there. But if you want batting drills, foundational, somebody reached out to me from back in New York, and they were asking me 7th, 8th grade, 7 and 8 year old kid, dad was like, hey, I want to do this, and how many swim, whatever. And he's telling me, I forgot what he had asked, but I just said, like, yo, don't go through all of that. Go purchase my program. You know what I'm saying? Go purchase these drills. All right, there ain't no fluff to it. The earlier you get into a great foundation, the better. You know what I'm saying? It's so hard when you get 13, 14, 15-year-old kids who've been swinging a particular way to try to change them, all right? It's no difference when they go into college and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They may have had success, okay? But the college swing and all that, it's hard to change, okay? It's hard to change. Appreciate the love, though. Thank you, Jimmy. Is pine tar necessary for younger hitters using wood, or is it much just a hitter's choice? Or can you get the same effect with just wrap grip? Yeah, I mean, I know the wrap grip is big now. That fresh back grip is just as good, I believe, as pine tar. Nothing beats pine tar when it comes to wood, though. Me personally, okay? But the bat wraps are good. I get it, but I love good old pine tar, okay? I love good old pine tar. And nothing like the stick or the spray or even the old school pine tar with a little rosin, okay? I used to put the little pine tar on here, you know, the fresh pine tar, like you pour it on a little rag and you wave and you see the little pine tar over there and you get the rosin and you get the little sticky thing. And sometimes you put too much on there and be all over the place. But once you get that one or two, two ABs worth, and it's sticky for days, That's the good stuff, all right? I love you see them guys in the big leagues, they got the little pine tar, area right here in the shoulder or somewhere around their body because they used to, that pine tar gets crazy. Victor Martinez, shout out to my boy Vic, retired this year, but he was big, all right? You see, he always have a big pine tar right on the shoulder over there from, swinging, just tapping, all right? So, but good question. Yeah, I love the stick. Pine tar, but the wrap is just as good. All right, the bat wraps are just as good. All right, Coach, with all the followers you have for this live chat every day, you will not need to buy these products. They would just send them to you just for advertisement. I agree. I'm trying to be nice, but yeah, you're right. I mean, I essentially have a platform, and you're right. You're right, Taurus. They need to come on, come through. And I'm so sorry. I forgot. I didn't even pump this up, and I'm so sorry. Tomorrow, all right, my mind is, tomorrow I will have University of Maryland, Baltimore County coach Liam, my boy Liam, Coach Liam. Coach Liam will be coming on from University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and he will be coming on tomorrow. All right, 3 p.m. I'm so sorry, Coach. So University of Maryland, Baltimore County, Division I school. He'll be on tomorrow. I'm starting to get more. Next week I got University of Maine, and I got in contact with New Jersey Institute Technology. All right, Division I though. So they're all coming on. I got in the next 7 days. I should have about 3 college coaches back on. Okay, so shameless of me, I forgot. Got to talking about this hitting stuff. But tomorrow we'll be back on the college scene as we enter the summertime for these older boys getting seen and, talked about. Shout out to my boy Josh Newman. Shot him a little call at Penn State. Gave him a call this morning by one of my boys. All right. Mike Bragg says, does rolling the bat do anything? To me personally, Mike, no. But I know guys talk about it and live by it, okay? I don't use them. I don't use metal. I haven't used metal, whatever. I don't see so much of the difference. I do see some hot bats. I see balls that jump off certain bats. It is what it is. All right. And sometimes a lot, you see a lot of these, teams make me laugh because you can tell somebody I got a hot bat because they use one bat. I tell my guys all the time, I say, you telling on yourself. All right, at least like switch it up every 5 minutes or, every AB or something. You don't just, one bat and one bat, somebody uses the same bat. I'm like, you telling on yourself, right? I'm like, switch it up a little bit, all right? Use one bat, whatever, throw it back, and then let the next guy. I said they hit the ball and they put it back down, and next guy picks up the bat, and they see all the bat bags. They see everybody got their own bats. And 10 bats lined up over here on the sideline, and somebody's just using one bat. Y'all telling on yourselves. Come on. And these are my own boys. I be telling on themselves. All right. John, what's up, family? Awesome ideal. 33 normally, but we'll swing 34.5 when I'm pulling too much. Allows me to drive up the middle more often. Switch hitter, same for both sides of the plate. I like it, Steve. Yeah. I know me. I couldn't go up 1.5 inches. I couldn't do it. I couldn't go up 1.5 inches. That's too much. It's too much for me. All right. I would tinker from a 34 to a 34.5. The lightest the bat I will ever use would be a 31 ounce. So 34, 31 would be the lightest bat I could ever use, and I'm talking about as a grown man. And the heaviest bat I would use, I think I ever used in a game was like a 34, 33. All right, a 34, 33. Pookie, what's up, family? Hey, we were talking about you, Pook. My boy Jerome Dunning, man, we were talking about you, and I heard you coming up to the Memphis way, man, this summer, man. Be good to see you, man. All right. Luther, what's up, baby? Arthur says a $500 bat doesn't fix a dollar swing. I love it. I saw that post somewhere too. I love that, man. Bill, I tell you, man, you're gonna win the bat. Listen, this is just a shameless plug, okay? I'm gonna talk about this bat right here. All right. So I felt in the spirit of giving today, right? Memorial Day weekend, and I was like, you know what? I've been talking about these weight and the balance and all of this and hitting and stuff. So I said, listen, let me go ahead and bring these nice, beautiful wood out, right? And you guys saw me take it from the wood, take it from the wrapper. So I don't want y'all thinking like, oh, coach, man, this is a fresh, beautiful, all right? New bat, all right? So I'm going to hold a contest, but you have to come on tomorrow. Ooh, D Brown, you ain't right. I know I ain't right. So tomorrow, come on with coach, all right? And I'm going to tell you how to win this back, okay? My thing is, I'm talking to people who want to share and tag, all right, this message. That's a little hint for tomorrow, okay? So I know I'm terrible, right? I'm not even cool. I brought this out and all of that, and I know I ain't right. Come on tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you how you can win this brand new beautiful back, okay? But it has to do with tags and shares and likes. That's all I'm gonna kind of hint. Okay, simple, right? Simple. I'm just trying to grow this thing, right? So we got Tony, I know this great hat. I know, right? Man, I know you wanted it for a while. All right, I got one more. I got one more of this great hats, man. BJ, what's up, family? Condi, what's up? South Carolina in the house. Ken, what's up? Coach, I know this is all subject, but if your son is pitching in summer showcase ball at the 18U level, what would be a good pitch count to stick to? It just depends. I say this. It depends, Taurus. So Taurus asks, what would be a good pitch count in the showcase team, in the summertime right now for his kid that's pitching at the 18U level, okay? I'm going to say this. It just depends on what showcase team and level. I mean, let me put it like this. If he's at a perfect game and all of that, there's only so much he can do. I would try to go out and pitch, depending if you're a starter or reliever. But essentially, when you're in the perfect game, showcase atmosphere, I will go ahead and blow it out. Blow it out, meaning give me an inning or two, however long, whatever, and just it's velo. Now, if you off on a showcase, like, we're playing on some tournaments, right, where maybe heavily recruited, but maybe not, and that's when you kind of get your work in. That's when you don't have to, you pitch then. You work on something. Because essentially, you can play showcase ball, but ultimately you still want to work, all right? You want to essentially work out your kinks from high school in a showcase atmosphere in front of people. I know that sounds crazy, right? You want to show your best, but that's what you want to do, okay? And so to answer your question, Torres, I hope I did. Showcase, high level, 1 or 2 innings, blow it out, okay? Blow it out. Velos, best stuff, inning or 2, especially if the coach tells you ahead of time, okay? And especially a perfect game, you pitch more than 30 innings, you ain't pitching the next day anyway, right? So, if you're on another tournament where it's just getting your work, it's a high level, but that's when you kind of get some work pitching. All right. I hope I answered your question on that. Good question though. T-Rock, what's up, family? Hi, did you take your message about the interviews? Yes, I did, Janice. Yes, I did, and I will be in contact with you about that. Yep, we'll be up there. His dad and I played college ball. Yeah, I heard that. That's what's up. Small world, right? When I win, autograph that before you send it to Waco, Texas. I got you, Jimmy. I will autograph it, no doubt. All right, what size gray hat is the one you have on? All right, it's a snapback. All right, Tony? Marcel McLeod said, what up, coach? Do you know of any good young programs out in the Vegas area? You know what? I will get to – that's a good question. Not off the top of my hand, but that's a good question for me. We have Vegas – we have 2 or 3 heavy Vegas listeners. Shout out to my boy Dow Roberts, whose kid is about to get drafted. I want to say I think the draft maybe next week, within the next 2 weeks. Had an amazing year. He came on the show earlier this year. He did promise me that once his kid get drafted or something, he will come back on the show. We should have a draft party show over here. It's 2 guys in particular, him and another one locally. I've been trying to get on for a while to get on here and have a little draft party, that'd be cool, right? Or before, a day or so afterwards. I know that, it's exciting times, but, I hope that they share their good news with us. Okay. So, but yeah, I will get that information to you, Marcel, and post it for you. All right. On the reply. So listen, all right. To get this back, I want you guys to listen in tomorrow in my interview process with Coach as we, work this out. You know, my internet been acting crazy. Janice, you're right. I got to get this right. I've been trying, calling the bandwidth people. I've been behind the scenes. I've been thinking, this weekend it was all about how to spice this up, besides 100 different things I got going on locally here. All right. And so I tried to make it work today. I tried to do a little something different, but it didn't work. So, but I will be back tomorrow. All right. Draft starts Monday. Thanks, T-Sut. And so, so hopefully I'm going to shout out, I'm going to call my boy out there. Matter of fact, I'm going to give him a call, see how he's doing right after I get off this line. And hopefully get my boy out in Vegas to get on the show next week. And, hopefully share some good news, okay? Either worst case scenario, he's still going to Cal Berkeley Division I Pac-10 school, all right? So, or Pac-12, I should say now. But listen, that's my time today, all right? Just remember, bat size is everything, okay? This bat size is everything. Wood, I love in practice, okay? Practice-wise, I love wood. You develop better wood, better mechanics, okay? The ball's not going to jump as far, and, it's going to feel probably a little heavier to some of these kids. But as long as they're doing it done correctly and done mechanically right, wood is a good option, okay? Tomorrow, all right, I will give you more details on how to win this bat, okay? I'm going to be promoting it, okay? All right, this ain't one of those real quick and easy. Nah, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be on here, and we're going to be a nice little giveaway, all right? So, any parents that have kids going to college, can they post where they are going on the DB recruiting service pages so we can follow them? That'd be awesome. Yes, I will make that known too. All right. And yes, Jimmy, I appreciate it. And I will also go a little deeper, man. I talked about it on Friday, but what's up, Scott? It was tough, man. I had my boy, man. I talked about it on Friday, but man, it's my boy walked away from 2 college offers this week. All right, on Saturday. It hurt my heart, man. And oh man, so it may not be what he wanted, but 2 opportunities to play, and I just hope he doesn't regret that decision. Speaking of college thing, I wanted to keep it happy and keep it light, but man, he walked away from 2 college offers, man. So shout out to my boy Coach Parks out in CBU. Shout out to my boy Chase Reeves over there at Blue Mountain, NAIA school, who offered my boy too. I just cause I hit him up and they did, and it was on me because I didn't really talk to the kid, and I just assumed that he wanted to play college baseball. So, bam, but he walked away from 2 opportunities. But it's back to the grind. All right, back to the grind. Like I said, I have coach from University of Maryland, Baltimore County tomorrow. All right, University of Maine next week, and I will be in contact with another coach that contacted me, and we'll get this ball rolling, okay? All right, but I want to say peace and love to you guys, all right? Thank you for listening in tomorrow. Don't miss out. University of Baltimore County head coach will be on tomorrow, all right? We are live in effect. I will see you guys 3 p.m. Central Time tomorrow, all right? Peace.